many people don't even know that there is a potential blind spot just because they have a ERP system which is a state of the art, or if they have processes which are vetted by the global consulting firm. Doesn't mean that everything is sorted. No company is 100% error proof.
So it is estimated that up to 5% of earnings before interest, taxes, and amortization, which is also called EBITA, flows out without being noticed by companies. With your company's experience and insights of discovering over $419 million in overpayment and leakages, could you also share some reasons why companies fail to identify their leakages and how Discover Dollar steps in for this prevention?
Yeah, so a very important and right question, I can say. So if you see this, whatever you quoted, that 5% of EBITDA is lost by companies potentially without even knowing, is quoted by EY, one of the global leaders in the consulting and financial practices, right? So first is that this is a blind spot for most of the companies. So if you go and ask most of the finance leaders, they wouldn't even know many a times. There are few companies who knows, but very, very less. I can say out of every 10 conversations we do, 1 or 2 people agree that they have this potential leakage. To answer this, I would give you an analogy of a blind spot, right? So if you drive a car, you know that you have a rearview mirror so that you can see your rear side, what's happening. But it doesn't mean if you have a rearview mirror, everything is visible. There is a blind spot in the car as well, which people don't know. So as a good driver will know there is a blind spot. An average driver or a bad driver would think he's having all visibility. So he may, if he thinks he can maneuver everything, he's not seeing anything in the rear, right? So it's the same thing here as well. So that many people don't even know that there is a potential blind spot just because they have an ERP system, which is a state of the art, or if they have processes which are vetted by the global consulting firm. Doesn't mean that everything is sorted. No company is 100% error proof, right? And why specifically they missed this piece is how this whole journey started. Everything was manual earlier. So when everything was manual, people had no expectation that, okay, minimum this much has to be done, right? So there was never an expectation to be having 100% accuracy. If you go to the payment or the accounts payable team, so 99 or 99.5% accuracy is an accepted standard in the world. So 99.5 became the new 100%, or that's like the right thing. So but even if 99.5% accuracy, that means you have 0.5% error rate. For $1 billion company, 0.5% error rate can mean $5 million lost, right? Which people are not seeing it earlier because there were no technologies, or it was impossible to go to that hyper efficiency mode. But with the new technologies coming in, there is a whole realm of things possible, but not everybody is yet there. Right? So people still live in the old world sometimes. What we try to show and create awareness to people is that, hey, there is a possibility to scan through all your data, all your documents without manual intervention. For example, with one of the companies recently, in last month, we were able to scan 30 million documents in a matter of 1 month, which is impossible humanly, right? So it was possible only because we are using technology to do that. And out of that 30 million negotiation, that is emails, contracts, everything, 600 of conversations were missed to be, there was a negotiated price or a deal or rates, but they did not consider it. So that 600 conversations, 612 if I have to be exact, 612 conversation out of 30 million were missed to be considered. But that 612 total to some close to $15 million lost for that customer. So you can understand how it's a finding the needle from haystack, which is not possible earlier. Now it is possible. So that's how the whole journey, I can say, for us. And we're constantly in the journey to make finance leaders aware of this. And that's why we offer a success-based model to our customers now, where we say, hey, you don't pay us anything until we find your value, right? So that's been something we believe as a strongly as a company, and it's something which customers are also now able to open up and see, hey, let me do a check on my data, my controls, my systems. Are we having some blind spots which we don't know as yet, right? Yeah, that's